Coming to the next point, growth rate of agriculture. The growth rate of agriculture, let us see how much change has been brought in the growth of agriculture, if any. The annual growth rate as per index of agriculture production. This is the index which is used to measure the output of agriculture in the country. During the 10-year period before the reform was 3.80. Yes. Now, and during the 10-year period after the reforms, it was 1.73%. So this is they have given the growth rate. So this is a position up to 2001. The decline in the growth rate is about 50%. So it shows what? The economic reforms have not touched the agriculture sector's development at all. The position during the next 3 years was in 2001 to 2005-4 was not satisfactory at all. The simple average growth is just about 2.8%, which is very, very less. It's really very less. Yes. And that is every year the increase is only by 2.8%. The agriculture sector remains the most neglected sector during the reform period. Yes. So you can see there is a large fluctuation in the growth rate of agriculture production. The box shows that clearly. Yes. So it shows what? In spite of 60%, around 50 to 60% of the population depending on agriculture, not much has been done towards the development of agriculture. So the growth rate of industries, let us see. The annual growth rate as per the General Index of Industrial Production. This is an index, IIP, which is measured, used to measure the growth of industrial production. Yes, it was 7.8% in 81-82. Yes, from 81-82 to 1991. It was 5.8% after reforms, that is from 93-94 to 2002-3. However, the growth rate during 11-12 declined to 2.9% only. Yes, and up to 2009-10, it has been about 9% per annum. So this is quite commendable. Decline continued during the period 12-13 to 18-19. The growth rate remained between 3.3 and 4.6% with a simple average of only 3.8% during 7 years. This was 3.8% growth every year for 7 years. This is not much as compared to the huge population which we have. Then growth of employment. Annual growth rate of employment was 2.6% before reforms and just about 2% after reforms. So it shows that there is no achievement on the employment front. Job opportunities are not increasing at all. We can always hear so many people unemployed in our country. The educated youth is unemployed and the situation is bad in the country. And this COVID-19, yes, it will, God knows what would happen to the economy after we get over this. But we are hoping for the best times to come for our country. Maybe some miracle would happen and our economy will grow by leaps and bounds. Yes, we all hope so. Then coming to the impact of reforms, that is a criticism they have given. Let us talk about in agriculture sector. In agriculture sector, we already have seen that growth rate has not been satisfactory at all. Yes, first, there is a fall of investment in the infrastructure in the agriculture sector. Infrastructure includes what all? Power, irrigation, roads, organized markets, research centers. So we are lagging behind all this. Then secondly, the foreign trade after reforms leading to reduction in the import duties of the agricultural products, removing quantitative restrictions on imports has further put our farmers to international competition. Yes. So even for the agriculture goods, we are importing so many of them. So our farmers have to face the competition. So allowing exports of agriculture products has put pressure on domestic supplies, causing rise in the prices of agriculture products. And if we talk about the agriculture products, yes, for which we are exporting, we are forced to export many a times the food grains to the other countries, and thereby many a times we have a dearth of food grains in our own country. Then in the industrial sector, the reforms have put pressure on the domestic producers. First, reduction in the import duties made foreign products cheaper, causing decline in the demand for domestic products because of globalization. Our economy is open to the world economy, so foreign countries are coming and selling their products in our country, which are cheaper many a times, and they are better in quality as compared to our own indigenous products. So the demand for our own products of our domestically produced industries is on a decline. Secondly, there are no adequate infrastructure facilities, which adversely affects the industrial growth. One of the examples is the power. Yes. Then disinvestment of public sector undertakings. Disinvestment means selling of the public sector undertakings to the private sector. The process of disinvestment has been slow. Targets are not achieved. Secondly, the proceeds from the disinvestment, whatever the government is getting from the disinvestment by selling of the PSUs, yes, they are getting good amount, yes, but they are not being used properly, yes, rather they are being wasted, yes. Then the tax reforms. Reduction in the taxes did not raise the revenue earnings in the desired extent. Providing tax concessions to foreign investors and reduction in the import duties. Yes, import duties have been reduced, which was a source of revenue for the government, foreign exchange revenue. Yes, and the foreign investors, they have been given so many concessions to come and invest in our country. So all this has led to a reduction in the inflow of the foreign exchange.